What is going on, everybody? CastleCrag here, and today we're taking on Die for the Lich. So this is a brand new little game that came out in a demo on Steam. I saw this on there. I was like, you know what? This seems like a fun one. It is a dice-based roguelike. I'm not quite sure yet. It's kind of like a Slay the Spire, let's say that. So I guess Slay the Spire, I would call that more of a roguelike, because while there is technically meta progression in that you unlock a couple cards along the way, I wouldn't call it true meta progression like in a game like Hades or Lost and Random Savara, all those kinds of things, where you actually have meta progression that makes you stronger after each run. So, I don't think there are things that make you stronger between runs, if that makes sense. So you start every run at the same level, no matter what. I think, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started in this. Play campaign. So there's a campaign, high score, daily run, whatever. Say the campaign. I believe, so there are going to be 6 characters, it looks like. And in the demo right now, there are only 2. You have to unlock the other one. Starts with abilities none. We don't know anything about this character. I do know that this character is going to be named Dante. It mentioned that in the Steam description or something. But this guy's got Undertaker, right? 30 health. Starts with the shovel and a coffin shield. 5 times D4, 3 times D6, 1 D8, and 1 clover. So I have seen a single run through this game by someone on YouTube. I don't remember who. Pretty good video that he made, but it made me want to play it because it looked kind of quite good. So we'll get into it here. First, we have a battle. It's going to probably be a bit tutorialized. Yep. You draw 5 objects at the beginning of your turn. So here's your draw bag and your discard bag. Those are... I would expect those to be in different order, like the draw bag to be over here, discard, whatever. Minor nitpick. 5 objects. So I drew two D4s, 2 D6, and 1 D8. Select a weapon from your inventory to equip it. So what we could do is we can see, right, in the background here that this guy is attacking for 3. So if I take the shield, you can see that there's a little 4 next to it. Now roll dice and add trinkets to add their value to the counter. So in this case, 0 to 4. So right now I have 0 on this. I can roll up to a 4. If I roll more than that, I fail the roll. If I roll exactly a 4, I get a crit, which we'll see. Well, there's a. I thought I just rolled a 4. Counter is still under the weapon's critical value. You can keep rolling. So I rolled a 2. Right in here, critical, add 2 to the counter. Critical is meaning when you roll that number exactly. So since we're looking to roll at least a 3, to get at least a 3, we probably should roll this D4. And then we got a crit. Critical state, you can't roll more dice unless the critical says you can roll more dice, which some of them will. I think the shovel does. You can roll 1 D4 from your tray if you have crit. But anyway, so this added 2 to the counter, which means I block for 6. Not really all that necessary, but in order to use it, I click on my character here. You can see it's highlighted yellow, bouncing. You gain armor by selecting yourself. You can use each weapon once per turn. Now I can use this guy. So, honestly, at this point, it doesn't much matter. 2, 1. We could attack for 3, or we could risk getting more damage. Or we could risk this and potentially do no damage. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 3. You click on him to attack. We're safe this turn. We end. Interestingly, you don't discard at the end of your turn. You keep whatever whatever dice or die you had. And the leftover armor is lost at the start of your turn. So armor does not persist between turns. We have a clover here. That's one of our special items. Adds 3 to the counter. So it's a guaranteed 3, effectively. Now this guy's doing 2 damage here. Let's roll a d4. If I don't get a 1, we're fine. There's another crit. can roll trinkets freely when in critical state. So yeah, there's another thing, right? This is a trinket. So it's not a die. So it could technically be rolled. There's no real point to rolling it. So we're just going to take the block because we only need a block for 2. Now this here, we're going to roll a d6. Ooh. Well, I'm going to go ahead and roll a d4 anyway. There's a low chance of getting it, but failed roll. That's fine. You can clear the board by selecting your weapon. That's okay. I'm gonna roll a d6 again. Maybe we'll get a 3. No, we didn't. Theoretically, I could roll this and get a 4. Like that. And then I could roll the trinket. And attack for 9. And that's kind of how the game goes. I think it's a pretty interesting system. I like how it works. We need to... So we only need to attack for 4 here. So... legitimately, I just throw that out, I roll this, and we can't lose by rolling a d4. Like, at worst, we roll a 4. At best, we roll any other number, even a 1. We add the clover to it, and we kill. So there's no need to block first there. So we get a score of 481. I don't know how score is determined, but at the end of it, we get ourselves a little chest, which has in it 2 options. Add 1 to the counter, or... Gambler's die. On a successful roll, create a red chip, and on a failed roll, create a black chip. Okay. Uncommon versus common. So this is add 1 to the counter. It's not bad. This is more fun. Red chip has positive value. Black chip has negative value. Negative value might not necessarily be bad. Right? Negative value means the number subtracts from whatever you're getting. But anyway. We can scroll up and look at our pathing here. Eventually we come into Charon shop no matter what. And an elite battle sounds enticing. There's only 1 elite battle here. I like the idea of going to it, so we're going to go this way. Hopefully we get ourselves maybe something else to fill this empty weapon slot. Rusty Shield, reusable in the same turn if you crit. Or we can get 3 coins. I like the idea of 3 coins. You know, seems solid if we need to bump a number one here or there. We're going to take on an elite battle now, which is 2 of these guys, but who also have restore 3 health at the start of the turn. So kind of important here, we do kind of need to succeed with the shield here. So I am tempted to roll this. Oh, that's what I was hoping. Because then we use this coin, and hey, we get a crit. Perfect. Okay, I am also very likely to do this here. A 5, which I can use at any point, and this will stay in my bag. I'm curious. So, I don't... This is effectively 2 damage. That's the problem. Is that this is only 2 damage. Yeah, that was going to happen there pretty much exclusively. Yeah, this is no damage, honestly. It's 0 damage because they heal for more than I just did. That was a risk I was taking. I knew I was taking it as a risk and didn't pay off for me this time. I basically have to crit here, which we can guarantee by doing this. And so we're going to do that because they're doing a good chunk of damage. It doesn't really matter which die succeeds here. That is 2 here. 3. I mean, it's some damage. I'm gonna start taking down this guy first because I think it's more useful. This is going to be a long battle because we really just only have the 1 weapon, and it's not going to be all that easy to get damage on it. Oh my. Interesting position here. So... our best bet is we can do this and then maybe get lucky here. We did not get lucky here. We're going to do that to do as much damage as possible to this guy and hope we get lucky here. we did, in fact, get lucky here. So we're going to take 2 damage. Not great, but what can you do? Are they increasing the damage every turn? Cast a buff. I would like to take that guy out this turn, if I can. We have a fair chance of succeeding here, so let's roll ourselves a 6. We can guarantee take this guy out right now. And I think it's going to be... Ooh. That's going to be a decent chance of, yeah, succeeding here as well. So 2 damage in an elite fight probably isn't all that bad. He's not even attacking here, so there's legit no point in doing anything but rolling this. Got a 1. I prefer to succeed here. You can also switch weapons during failed rolls, which I have no intention... I have no intention of doing that, but... you know what? I will take that. Because I can do this for 3, roll myself this, toss those out, and do 11 damage. Not quite really 11 damage, but close enough. Cast a buff, which is heals for the amount of unblocked damage dealt. However, we can also just guaranteed win here. And just because we can, let's overkill for the fun of it. So it took 2 damage, not great, but could have been much worse. I would very much like to get another equipment here. Medallion of Grid. Whenever it's drawn from your bag, increase its value by 1. That could be good. Predict a random dice roll inside your tray. We can't really make use of this at the moment, so let's take this. Battle or rusty chest? I'm going to take the rusty chest because I don't... It seems... Okay, here we go. You can roll 1d20 from your tray, which we don't have, but it's at least another weapon, so I can attack more than once in a turn. I may have wanted the shield, but alas. White lady. Draw ones from bag when hurt. It's a debuff on her, I think. I am first going to do this and try and roll for... Hey, look, there we go. Simply because it can do more damage, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this. 5, you know what? That's fine. Throw that out for a 2. You can't overroll. Yeah, you know what? There's no reason not to. So let's just do that. I want to see what this does, because I'm not entirely sure. I can't do anything with it at the moment. Oh, perhaps because I need to equip a weapon. Six. This will roll a 6, which gives us the kill. Okay, I see how that works now. I like that. Yeah, that's actually pretty powerful. Tray-bound die returns to your tray if the action is successful. Ooh, so we're continually using that. That's kind of cool. That's better than a bunch of one coins. Critical, draw 3 times from your bag. That's just better. Straight up. Do I have gold for that? Amount of coins you own. Okay, no. So, basically double the highest rolled that you have. Reusable in the same turn if you crit. Oh, that's pretty good too. Can't roll higher than the highest rolled value on the board. Can be rolled during critical state. Okay, I mean, these are interesting dice for sure. I'm definitely replacing this guy though. I unlocked an item for doing that. We don't have any more coins. Interestingly, did that take the coins out of... It did take the coins out of here. Oh, I kind of like how that works too, actually. Again, we're going to be moving up towards this cursed offering. We're going to be moving up towards this elite battle because I die for health. No. Dice fusion. I changed my mind. I'm going to move in towards this. I still go this way, but we're going to take off and check what this dice fusion is. Ooh, reusable in the same turn. Do I even have a D20? I don't have a D20. I'm going to replace the hammer actually with that. Because at least the hammer, or at least the sword has the ability to potentially be useful. So we need to block for at least 2. I think we're pretty guaranteed to do that. So what we can do here, fun enough, is that block and it returns to my tray. I like that. I really like that. So we're going to use this. We're going to use this. We get a 2 with you. Okay. Let's roll you out. We got a 6, and that's a guaranteed 2. Boom. I can throw out the red chip and do 14 damage. Boom. And then I can use it again. This can't be unsuccessful. This can't be unsuccessful. Nearly took him out in 1 turn. And we can actually roll this again and potentially take him out in 1 turn. We did not, but we were nearly there. This trade-bound die is good, especially if you get it first turn. Yeah, we legit can't fail here, so. Goodbye. Quite good. Level up as well. Does that matter? It does. Okay, star buttons. Draw an extra object from your bag at the start of your turn. I like that. At the end of battle, heal 1 HP. If you're at full health, gain a max instead. Don't hate that. I'm going to take the draw. Draw is always good. A single coin, not bad. The ghost die. I also kind of like that. Let me look at the map. Do we have any other shops? We have the potential for another shop. We could also just not take anything. I want to take the coin for the shop. Let's take this dice fusion. I don't know if we need coins here as well. So I want to do something with... I wonder. So does a D4 and a D4 make a D8? That's what I wonder. What do I want to combine here? Not you. I actually like having that as a D8. And I don't necessarily want to get rid of my D4s. But I think that's the only... Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay, so I can only choose a normal die here. And this potentially I could take. Will it show me what it's going to create, or will it just automatically do it? That's my fear, is that it automatically just does it. What do I do here now? Oh, and then we press the bell. What do we get out of this? Oh, that did not work out. Yeah, that's a whiff. That's kind of what I was afraid of happening there. But, oh well. Lesson learned. Now we understand what happens. Cursed offering. Hello. 2 Scythe can roll 2d4s from your tray. Heals 3 health when this weapon kills an enemy. That just seems like a better version of the sword, of the shovel here. But it gets a curse. What's that curse? Halved curse. Half the critical value of this weapon. Times 4. I think that means 4 turns of that curse. I don't think we have enough money to bother going to Charon's shop here. So let's take on the elite for the chance of getting something better. I think we have a decent set of stuff going on. So what do we got? Can only target this enemy. Okay, can't do anything about this guy over here. So I really need to be. But I'm definitely looking at using this shield first. We need to block at least 8. 2. I'll send out the other one. 1. Are you? Oh boy. We can't fail. We legit can't fail. Wow. Thankfully, we can still send out the sword to do some damage. But unless I get higher than a 3, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, that's not actually true. We run the risk of losing the die. Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. I should have sent out the broken crystal ball first. That's what I should have done. Because I definitely didn't want to lose that die, but... What are you doing? Inflict a curse upon a random weapon. I don't like that. Oh man, this fight's not easy. 5. Do I just do this? I am kind of inclined to do this. Throw you out. Critical right there. Can roll 2 d4s. We don't have d4s. But in order to do more than 1 damage, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll do this. We'll roll this out. We got a 3. What do we get here? 6? No, that'll whiff. So then we just attack. We do know this is going to roll a 6 next, though. And it looks like that stays the whole time. Are you? You cursed a weapon that was already cursed, and it looks like it didn't. Looks like it didn't do anything, thankfully. However, one nice thing we can do is throw out this guy. So we have a guaranteed 6 here. So we're looking for, what do you give me? A 2? Okay, so what we can do there is that and then that. For a guaranteed critical, which draws from our bag. This is not quite the max, so we need to block for 12. And there we go. We blocked for 12. Now, we toss out the sword. Again, inclined to do this. We get a 6 from you. Okay, let's throw you out. A 3. Yikes. Just try you. Don't give me it. Wait. Nope, there we go. Crit. Boom. Eat that. Throw you out. Use you. Got another crit? Wow. Super lucky there. Throw you out. We're gonna throw this out, and if we get a 2, you know what? That's fine. That is okay. We've not lost any health yet. We do need to kill this thing this turn, though. That's just a given. I think we have to kill it this turn because otherwise we're taking a lot of damage. So we need to get at least 7. We have a decent chance of that. Well, goodbye. No point in overdoing our damage. And that was effectively entirely free. 1 die, didn't waste, came back to the... Like, it's almost like we didn't do anything there. Definitely looking at trying to... There we go. Perfect, and we get a draw. Nice. So out goes the sword, and out goes you. A 2. So we can't fail with a d6. We can fail at this point. So I don't want to lose the recurring die here. We can't fail with this, and it has a pretty good chance of succeeding exactly like that. At which point we can roll 2 d4s and do a good chunk of damage there. This feels pretty powerful. Like, it's slow, but it feels pretty powerful. He is not going to bother doing anything that we care. Like, we don't actually care at this point, so we just send it trying to attack. We can do that. And we can actually kill him here. I feel like this is a pretty well-crafted system. Like, whoever came up with this, good job. Kudos, because it makes you think for sure. Trigger critical state if not in failed... I'm sorry. Instant critical on something? I like that. Create a bone for each object on the board and place them in your tray. Subtract 1 from the counter. I'm not... No, we will take a conjuring. That seems pretty darn good. Ooh, you seem powerful. Okay. Buff. Gain a bone in the tray on hurt. Cast a debuff on me as well. So he's not going to attack me here. Which means I am free. Oh, and this has lost all of the curse. Oh, and that's another thing. We want to get the kill with this as much as we can. I want to try and end the fight with this. So we get a full heal going into the final. So I'm going to use that. I will... Let's throw this out because why not? We're guaranteed a 1 right there, which can be fairly useful here. That was a whiff. Okay. A 4, 6, and we're guaranteed an 8 right here. I'm going to throw that out. I'm going to use that bone right now just because I can. It doesn't damage me. I knew that wouldn't damage me, so I was pretty happy using that. 2 stacks left. At the end of your turn, take 3 damage for each bone in your tray. That's why we did it. So we're looking to probably roll this guy. We're looking for at least... I would take a full block on this, honestly. Problem is if I go into critical state, I'm not blocking enough at the moment. Okay, now I am. And I want to draw. So we're going to do that for the sake of drawing enough. Do I toss the clover out as well? I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're fine. We're only going to attack him once this turn. And so I will just use the bone to... Oh. On hurt. I'm actually kind of curious whether... We're going to try something. I'm going to try and crit here, obviously. So 5. Guaranteed crit here. Because we got to test something out. And what I want to test out is... If I do this, throw this out there... Does this give me a bone? It does not. Okay. I had to do some testing because I wasn't sure. You know what? No, we had no turn. I'm not gonna do it again. Anyways, we. So those go back into our discard. That's actually kind of interesting. You know, the bone actually might not be a bad thing in this case. Let's toss you out first. We got a 2. Got a guaranteed 5, which puts us at 7. But I throw this out, and I think that's actually helpful to us. So does this subtract? It does still subtract from the counter. I am going to throw this out then and block for 13. That way, on the off chance that I have one in my tray, I can at least get rid of it. We're guaranteed to crit with this thing. Ooh, you know what? No point in throwing that out, so let's do this. Can roll 2 d4s from your tray if you crit with this guy. Okay. I think we've got the play. Okay. So I can guarantee crit right here. Yeah, we got the kill. That's what I was going for. And we got the kill with the scythe, which means we heal up for 3. That's what I was going for. And we leveled up. You can reroll 1s on the board. Can, but you don't have to. Heal 3 health on killing. No, we're not going to do that anymore. So we're taking the reroll 1s. That seems fantastic. Obsidian die. Every side of this die is 4. And we have boss battle. As far as I know, there's only 1 act. I'm going to take the obsidian die. A guaranteed 4. I don't need any health here. I could get rid of a d6 if I wanted to get rid of a d6 for some reason, but because I believe it sacrifices your die. As far as I know, there's only 1 act. This is the only boss here. Gain 1 attack power from every d4 roll from the tray. So we want to nuke these guys down as quickly as possible. We are taking a little bit of damage. But I definitely want to nuke one of them down as quickly as I can. So we're doing this. I'm going to toss this guy out. That's a 5. Let's roll you. What do we got? We got a 5. There we go. I'll take that. No point in blocking more. But the draw was nice. Let's toss out the scythe and throw out this. And what's he going to do? A curse upon a random weapon. That was a 1, but I can re-roll that for 6. That's a guaranteed crit right there. Which means what I can do is toss you out. This is going to be a guaranteed kill here. So we might as well do this. Wow, 2 4s. Nice. We're going to kill... Actually, since we have the damage, we're going to kill the higher health one. And then we toss this guy out, and we roll our d8. And we re-roll our d8. At a 5. Sure. Ourselves a guaranteed 8. And we may end up with a guarantee... We might have a guaranteed kill here. Yeah, guaranteed kill here. Goodbye. Yeah, great first turn. We killed both the adds straight up. What is this? Debt curse. Start with counter -4. Yikes. Not terrible, not great. We can guarantee crit on this, but what we're going to do... 8. Fantastic. We're looking for... Honestly, a 2 wouldn't be bad. 5. We can guarantee 10 right here. And it looks like that actually knocked our counter down by 2. The crit and then actually using it were both knocked that counter down, which is interesting. That's kind of cool. At this point, is there any reason to do anything but hit with the short sword? I don't think so. We can guarantee crit with it. There's no... You know what? We're going to do this. 7. Here's what we do. Toss you out. Well, that wasn't great. Toss you out. Toss you out. I probably should have kept that, but whatever. Toss you out, and then let's go with you. I'll roll the d4. Re-roll the d4. Re-roll the d4. Honestly, low chance of anything happening here, but we'll get a prediction for the next turn of a 3. Yeah, I mean, pretty low chance to get a 1 out of anything here. He's going to block for 6, so we are free to attack. We will go ahead and use this. Because we might as well try to crit here with it for... Well, do we really need to try and crit? I don't think so. We roll you and you. And we block for 1 just to get rid of the debt. That gets rid of the debt curse on it. That was legitimately my only reasoning for that. We pop this guy out, and we pop you. A 3... This can't over. I don't want to lose this die, so I'm just going to go ahead and attack. Let's see what we can do. 4. I can guarantee a crit right now. Toss you out for as much damage as we can. Boom. Toss you out. Let's toss this one out first this time. Another crit. Nice. 6. I'm not sure about crit. I didn't trust myself to crit again. So we're looking at 7 damage this time. With a... Well... Effectively a guaranteed... Let's just do this. 4. I am looking at triggering crit on something else here this time. Give me a second, folks. All right, folks. You know what? Let's throw this out. We got a guaranteed 2 right there. That's what I was looking for. Was not wasting anything else. I don't really think we needed the overblock. We actually had plenty of block there, I guess. So maybe we should have just taken it. But I wanted the draw. It was 1 for 3, basically. Well, sort of 1. I did have to roll the marble, but that's okay. At this point, is there a difference between these? Only a little bit. Like if I crit actual with that, which I did not. What can we get here? Well, we can't fail with this. I need 2. I can throw out the coins there for 2. Throw that out, throw that out. Reroll you. There we go. A lot of damage. Now, does it go through the block? So does block count as extra health, or will it block all? Okay, yeah. It'll do what... It worked the way I was hoping it would work. So either way here, we're guaranteed to crit. Okay. Well, guaranteed crit. And then we should have a... I think we have a guaranteed kill. Yeah, we have a guaranteed kill here. No matter what. Bye-bye. Okay, well, that went very smoothly. Unlocked a character and 3 items. And we unlocked... So, copper die, D10. Cool. Spike D10. Take 1 damage on reroll. Reroll, not regular roll. But you can always reroll. Okay, that's kind of cool. Leather die. Draw once from your bag. I think on throw. Odd die. Every side's an odd number. Okay, so... What does that mean? 1, 3, 1, 3... So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and twice on each of those numbers. Undead burden. Legendary bones are positive values instead of negative. Cross dagger. Critical. Create a bone and roll it. That would go if it's a positive value on a crit. Yeah, that only pairs if you have positive bone, right? Draw once from the discard bag on critical. And we unlocked Dante. Wishlist and leave a review. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I already have it wishlisted, so. We have our collection here. 35 locked still left. Ghost die. Okay. Soul die. Create a ghost die of the same type. This is the ghost die, so create. Okay, ghost die evaporates. So I imagine this is the 10, 12, and 20 of ghost dice. 10, 12, and 20 of obsidian die. 12 and 20, or I guess 11 and 19 of the odd numbered. Leather. What are these? Negative die that subtract from your counter. Bone die creates bones equal to the result. Crystal predicts the roll of a random die inside your tray. Oh, those will be I like those. Tray bound die. I liked these a lot. These were really good. This was really good. That seems to be the rarest die that I could find. Lucky die always rolls what you need. That's cool. I wonder, so, I like those, and that's, oh, okay. Uncommon, but then rare for those guys, and probably, like, legendary for this. Can't wait to find some of those. Gambler's dies, those were cool, and Ember die, we saw those. Can be rolled during critical state, also quite cool. Alright, weapons, 5 locked, a lot of different stuff. I'm not gonna look through everything. But yeah, that's pretty fun. Short little demo here. I don't know if there's really much more. There's this other character. He starts with Undead Burden, which, if I recall, was that the one we just unlocked? Oh, hello? Was that the one we just unlocked? That was the bones are positive. It is. Okay. So I think we have 2 locked abilities: gain armor and then something else. Interesting. Okay, without using any defensive weapons. Oh. Okay. Without taking any extra dice. Okay. Achievements, whatever. I'm never big on achievements, you know. It's not really my bag. I'm sorry. I'm going through. I said I wasn't going to go through it. All I'm doing here is going through and getting rid of the little notifications because they bug me. Anyways, folks, that has been Die for the Lich. I might do another run here with Dante for the fun of it, but I also just might leave it at that, and we'll wait for the full game to release. But this pretty good little demo. I mean, it's not that big a demo, but the game has potential. There's only 1 act in it right now, it seems, but given that we haven't seen anything as far as a Lich, I would imagine that they're, considering the type of game this is, there are always 3 acts, and usually a small 4th act with a boss. That's typically how these things go, and I imagine this will follow suit. At least I would guess that's the team's plan. But for what it is right now, pretty good. I'm thoroughly impressed. This has it's a very neat concept, and I'm curious to see where they go with other characters, because it's if this is another character, that's cool. I don't think that's Dante, that skeleton right there. Is it? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe. I don't think it is. It looks like a different character. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes, and what other characters they introduce, what other kinds of things they introduce. But very, very neat concept here, and pretty well executed. Like that was fun, and it makes you think. There's some definite strategy in it. I like the loop here. So in the future, expect to see this on the channel again. if I don't do another run with Dante here. I won't forget about this game. It'll be permanently on my Steam wishlist until it actually comes out. Or until, you know, we get an update to the demo or something. I don't know if they plan on updating the demo or not. And I don't know how long it'll be before the actual game gets released. But, hey. Pretty good. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. And I will catch you next time. If you could, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And see you later. Goodbye.